sitting down with us. He was so popular last week. We had to sit down with him again here live in New Orleans at Radio Row. The great Ross Tucker, back with Shan, RJ, and Bobby on 105.3 The Fan.
Well, listen, and I reached out to you guys because like double-digit people ordered stories for Valentine's Day from myfrontpagestory.com in Texas, but I was going to give you guys all the credit, and then I forgot I went on with the Odyssey guys in Houston. So I talked to my guy, and I was like, are you able to tell if it's Houston or Dallas? Mm-hmm. He's like 23 years. He's like, no, I don't know where these towns are. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this might be wasting my time. Everybody listening might not go directly to myfrontpagestory.com to get their significant other greatest Valentine's Day gift of all time.
Well, I thought you were an intelligent guy. You know, you flaunt Princeton over everybody. Whoever does your booking, you might want to tell them it might be smart to go on the home of the Dallas Cowboys, the number 4 largest media market, versus Cleveland or Buffalo or whatever the hell else you do. Maybe pushing my product with a blockbuster show on a blockbuster station might be smart business. And you guys are so blown away. Oh, my God, we got a lot of attention. We're on Dallas Cowboys radio. Wow, we got a lot of hits.
By the way,
smarten up. Go to Harvard next time.
Hey, in all sincerity, everybody listening right now, if you have anything you want to advertise in the DFW area, I'm not joking. You got to get on Shan and RJ's show. I mean, guys, I track it. So I know how many people get the best Valentine's Day gift ever at myfrontpagestory.com. And you guys are the best. You guys are the best. You're the only one that got double-digit orders. So
well, maybe Houston.
Hopefully you're.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
They're
Somewhere
listening
in
on the
Texas.
Odyssey app.
I gotta hear your thoughts on the Luka Doncic trade.
Yeah. I have a very strong opinion on this, which is that in the NBA, when in doubt, the guy wanted out. And I know that hasn't been reported, and I don't know anything. I'm just saying, like, if we all sit here and say it doesn't make sense, it's not logical, there's always a reason, right? Like, this guy didn't just do something that's a terrible trade that's going to get him fired. I personally believe that they probably found out that he didn't want to be there anymore for whatever reason. Maybe it's because Michael Finley took the beer out of his hands. I would still be angry about that, too.
Yeah.
I just got you to the NBA Finals. I'm 25 years old. I'm one of the best players in the NBA, and you take a beer out of my hand? That would have been enough for me. I don't want the Supermax. I want the beer in my hand.
All right. Here's my theory, and I want to know if this applied in any of your locker rooms.
Yeah.
I think that this GM is on this high and mighty moral ethics, standard, principled rampage.
Interesting.
And he's like, no, you're not the example of what this team needs to see in order to win it all. You complain too much. You're out of shape. I'm just giving their perspective. Don't get mad at me, Tolos. It's Parcells, Lawrence Taylor. What locker room did you know? It doesn't matter if the rules are different for someone. What locker rooms were you in where no one cared and ones where it was BS?
Okay, so this is really interesting, right? Because I love the Lawrence Taylor Parcells example, because if any other guy did the stuff that Lawrence Taylor did, they would be gone.
Yeah.
Because Parcells doesn't tolerate that.
Mm-hmm.
But he did it with Lawrence Taylor, right? So I think that would be really hard for me, in all sincerity, if I were a coach or a GM, because of the type of person I was, right? Like, get there early, stay late, do the right things. I would have a hard time with guys that aren't like that.
Yeah.
And I would want to do maybe what that GM did, right? I want to be like, hey, if we just get all guys like me, I got to be honest with you, though. If an NFL team had all guys like me, we would suck. You know what I mean? Like
no, but what we're all doing.
I would be proud of, like, the way they went about their business, but the tackles, if they were me, would give up a bunch of sacks. Like, it would not be good. You still need, especially in the NBA. I will say this, though, talking with people in the NBA, the players and the agents run everything
they run everything
there.
Mm-hmm.
They run everything there. So all it takes is for the agent to say, yo, just so you know, he's not signing here. He wants to go to LA or he wants to go somewhere else. So
Jimmy Butler.
You better trade him. Dude, all these guys, they all like can dictate where they go now. It's wild.
But the big player response to this topic, they're all trying to unify and saying it's hypocritical that we can't do this. Like, that was Durant's response. Devin Booker did the same thing. They're all on the same page of saying, yo, they can discard you. Why can't I go where I want? I found that interesting as a player message in response to the Doncic deal about how hypocritical and double standard it is.
I'll just say one other thing. I don't pretend to be an NBA expert, but I could hoop a little bit in high school, okay?
Oh.
I love Luka's game. I'm like amazed by guys that are slow and can't jump that are that good.
Crazy.
And so to me, his game translates for like 10 more years at least.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like he's one of those guys where he's so explosive, like Amari Stoudemire or Sean Kemp or something where you're like, oh, yeah, but when he gets in his 30s, I mean, this guy's going to be good forever. And by the way,
he's got old man game.
Yeah, and by the way, like, I don't care that he has beers or he's out of shape. He still plays in a lot of games, right?
Yeah, more often than not.
Have they done more? Because I'm a Sixers fan, okay? We can't get Embiid or Paul George or any of those guys.
He's nowhere close to
to play for the life of them. So
he
it's
doesn't
like,
even know where the stadium is at this point.
I will take, oh my gosh, Embiid's been eating really healthy. He doesn't go to Chick-fil-A every day now, blah, 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 blah. I'd rather take Luka. I'd rather take Luka drinking beers on the bench as long as he's actually playing as opposed to some of these other guys.
Ross Tucker, Jonas here, 105 through the fan. In your experience, like the supremely athletic, super talented dude, when did they kind of figure out, hey, I got to take care of my body, I got to take care of my nutrition? Like, was there like an age? Because he's only 25. Like, you can still get away with it then. Like, at what age do you kind of grow up?
I think it's different for everybody, but I think that's a really good question because it does happen a lot. Some guys never figure it out and they're gone, but other guys, they start to, like, I'll give you an example. You know, when he was his first couple of years with the Steelers, Roethlisberger was like the last guy to get there and the first guy to leave. Like, Roethlisberger, it's actually wild that Roethlisberger had that success early in his career because you talk to guys and it was like, that was just like straight natural ability.
Yeah.
To his credit, he did figure out at some point, you know what, like, what could I do if I actually studied? Like, what could I do if I actually took care of my body a little bit more?
Yeah.
I want to see him, by the way, because my prediction has always been that he'd be over 300 pounds.
Ben?
When he was yes, he's got to be over.
No, he's doing a podcast. I think he's kept it. Cutler is kind of like that to me. You could tell Cutler. I can always judge by the face.
The face.
Puffy face.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, Luka landed in L.A., he had a puffy face. But Cutler was like that, and then he slimmed down and did all his stuff before quitting whatever playoff game or what game that was. But I think Ben stuck with it.
I'm thinking like 27 to 29.
Yeah, so I mean,
that age range.
So like that's my whole point with this is that if you want to move on from him, this is the wrong time to do it. Do it at the next contract after the one that's coming up when he's 28, 29, and if he still hasn't grown up, you still have a couple more years left on it. Someone will still bite. Someone will still buy him.
The other thing I think is flawed, everybody's saying, and you guys know more about it than I do, but everybody's saying they were nervous about, giving him that money and that commitment. You don't think that there's a dozen teams that would trade for him?
Yeah. A dozen.
More.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, why not keep him and give him the Supermax, and then worst case scenario, if what you think is going to happen happens, then you trade him. That's what I don't understand. What they did is they preemptively did the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You could have waited, paid him, and if it goes sour a couple years later, then trade him on the market, which is what tells me that there's something else going on behind the scenes.
Really quickly, last thing on this because I'm just curious. You mentioned you thought there was something else going on behind the scenes. When you were playing, do you ever remember a time where the media was reporting things a certain way where you went, you guys have this so wrong, you don't even have any clue what the reality is about what's going on in this locker room right now?
A lot.
Was it frequent enough that
I'm trying to think of examples.
Were you ever a leak?
No. No. You know what, though? I think maybe when I was in Buffalo, I think they maybe thought I was. I had a really good relationship with the media, and I learned as like a journeyman inside lineman, right? If you play like crap, they're going to say you play like crap. If you play really well, they're going to say that. But it's the in-between. They don't really know. So, like, I'd be in Dallas, and I'd be like, Hey, Clarence, how are you? Nice to see you. Good column. Like Mickey Spagnola, Nick Eatman.
Wow.
Like
You never said it, Mickey.
I got. But dude, when I got to like these guys, like I got to the Patriots and Mike Reese's Pieces, he was like blown away that I knew his name, and I said I read his column.
So smart.
Dude, all you have
smart.
to do is treat them like people.
I
like
told Todd
respectful
Haley
people.
that. I told Todd Haley in the presser, I'm like, Todd, like people, you're a psycho. I was like, just mention the media member by their first name, and we'll all melt. We'll all fall in love. Brian Schottenheimer is going to do that.
Yeah, Schottenheimer. That's one of the.
Have we talked about? I told you about him last week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gave us the 4 reasons.
Yeah.
It blew up in Dallas,
And
where you should be advertising a
And
lot.
the myfrontpagestory.com.
My front page story.
And
Not
the
your
whole
weekly
thing-
hit in Akron.
And the whole thing about his dad.
Good town.
Dude, his dad was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So Miles
Which,
Garrett.
by the way, people picked apart as your weakest point, saying,
He's not his dad.
whoop-de-doo. What's that
Yeah.
matter? Osmosis, they're hoping.
Sure.
I mean, he coached with them for 10 years, so
Yeah.
he had to have like gleaned, like learned. There's a gleam, man. He had to have like learned something from him.
So
Go ahead, Bobby Belt.
No,
I
hey-
love that name, by the way.
Oh, thank you. So we've got.
His radio
Did you
name.
play? Did you play linebacker?
I didn't play anything.
See, that's really
In his
disappointing.
backyard
I know.
was homeschool.
I know it was yeah, because there was already a Bobby Bell linebacker, so that was
There was?
Chiefs 1960s. Yeah,
Bobby Belt.
Bobby Bell.
Oh
So,
yeah, Bobby
that-
Bell.
There you go.
Yeah, but you grew up in Texas,
I did. Yeah,
dude.
I know.
You didn't
Friday
learn
Night
his-
Lights.
You didn't learn
You
his
should have
media
been like.
name.
How tall are you?
6, like 5'11", 6.
Yeah, 6 foot, 220, neck roll. Bobby Belt.
Yeah.
Dark
just lays
visor.
people
Cowboy
out,
collar all over the
just
place.
lays people out. Bobby Belt. Bobby just belted you.
That's what I
His
should have
golf
done.
swing is that's his specialty.
Yeah.
Show
Oh
him
yeah,
the swing.
I'm a golf expert. Do I have something to
Are you?
Really?
Do you play golf?
You have like the worst facial hair for a good golfer
Thanks.
I've ever
Dude,
seen.
neck beard.
I
He's
know.
like-
I needed to
it's
shave it.
unbelievable.
So
He's like
here's the thing. I've
fatter
never.
Andrew Luck.
I'm more concerned about the upper cheek stuff.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's lazy. I've never picked up a golf stick in my life.
Stick.
I've never
Stick.
I've never played
Stick.
stick.
Oh my gosh! Look at the
neck
I'm
He's like a
convinced.
werewolf. He's
I'm
like a werewolf.
convinced. I'm convinced. I need something to swing.
see his
I'm
back.
convinced. So here's the thing. I'm convinced I would shoot 80 my first time out. Like that would just be because it's the first
First
time.
time.
After that, muscle memory, things like that, probably low 70s or high 80s, whichever's better. I don't know. Is the higher or the lower number better?
I can't believe he's demonstrating with my water
so
bottle.
here's the
Yes.
thing.
You
Yeah,
can't
so-
use
Put
that
your
again.
lips all over that.
Yeah, use that again.
So first you get in the tee box and you line it up and you go like this from the tee box. And I like to hit with a 5-iron from the tee box because I know I'm going to hit it straight. So I'm going to whack the hell out of it. So when you're going back, you got to make sure that you're fundamentally sound. So you follow the club behind you
Is this a good use
and
of my
make
time?
sure
No.
that it's straight. And then you whack through and like fall down like Adrian Beltre to really punctuate.
like
it.
Harrison Butker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly
Why
like
is he
that.
And he
doing
tells
that?
his wife to stay in the kitchen too.
Yeah.
Ross Tucker here on 105 through the fan. All right, pitch him your trade.
Miles Garrett. Okay. So Micah Parsons, Miles Garrett.
Oh, you want to trade Micah?
We want to flip it. We
I
want to go.
don't.
We want
I
to go.
don't.
We want to go
Okay.
Micah for Miles and a 4th.
Well, I love that for the Browns.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
How
to
old
tell.
is Micah?
25.
Miles Garrett's 30.
He's 28.
No, he's not. He's gonna be 30 this season
He's
in
gonna- he's
December.
29.
Is he?
Yeah.
Math is hard, Bobby.
Man.
I know it is.
It is.
He's gonna be 30 this season in December. Yeah, no, I'll take Micah 10 times out of 10.
But
I
you-
think Miles Garrett's, but the 4th round pick puts you over the
Okay,
top.
what if
And
you
by the
trade?
way-
What if you trade a 1st and a 3rd for Miles, and then you trade Micah for 2 firsts?
And but
So now you have Miles and 2 ones.
Those trades do not happen.
Yeah, they do.
That's not a. They don't happen.
Neither
like
does
that.
Luka Doncic, Ross.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Great. This Mavericks GM is now going to ruin everything. It's like listening to WIP when I was growing up. They should trade the left guard for Jerry Rice. We need a receiver. Trade Mike Shad for Jerry Rice. Why don't they do that? Well, Biff,
Biff.
the other team has to agree
There
to
you
the
go.
trade.
Tell us what else you have going on out here.
Well, doing all my shows, trying to go to as many parties as I can. I don't have to do my shows till 11 to 1, so I can actually be
Look
out
at
later than I used to.
What a diva you've turned into.
Yeah.
Why?
My God, you used to be lonely. I'm breaking into the business. Dan Patrick sub at the media
I
party.
gotta go. You guys
I
are
guarantee
taking
you
me
won't
late
be at the
again.
media party tonight. Today he's like, what table? What table? Make sure I'm on this and out by that. And I'm like, what a diva this guy's turned into. But we love you.
Do you think
And
I'm a diva because I don't want to sit here and watch Bobby beard belt.
Beard
Give
belt.
me, give me his golf swing.
I mean, shoot 90 if you like.
Yeah.
Fail
I
to learn.
don't golf. Oh, have I ever told you guys that story?
No.
Okay, that's next time. You gotta have me on.
Oh wow!
Of course.
Look, Diva.
Parcells cut me because I hurt my back golfing at the Cowboys Country Club.
Oh.
That's why he cut you.
That's why.
That's part of it. That and Princeton.
Right,
It's a
right.
bad combo.
Ross Tucker.
Remember, all your wildest dreams will come true. MyFrontPageStory.com. Be a Ross, don't be a Bobby. MyFrontPageStory.com.